is Casey.
Aye, you man breaking your neck for the back, but me I just had that one with ease.
It's been 2 months since I uploaded. A lot has changed since the last upload, pretty much. So I just want to give you a bit of an update and a bit of lessons that I've learned on the way, pretty much. So basically, since 2 months ago, I was working with a creator. I stopped working with the creator. We just decided to go separate ways because it just didn't make sense, because of what he wanted to do and my role in that, what he was doing just didn't make sense. So from that point, October 3rd, I got hired as a copywriter. Quam, who has an agency, alright, person I was speaking about previously in my videos. So I got hired as a copywriter. He brought me into his ecosystem. He learned his courses and whatnot, and I was basically ready to take on his copywriter in his business and whatnot, which was great. Then I was doing that for a bit, seeing how his agency worked and whatnot, and he knew obviously what I wanted to do as well. And then basically that role actually didn't go through. So he realized that he didn't need to hire me. Just didn't make sense. I think he was gonna do his copy himself, which makes sense. The high leverage skill, you want to be doing that yourself. And then from that point, I wasn't working for him, but he gave me all his courses. So from the back of those courses, which I got for free, I basically launched my business. So if you go to my description now, at the point in this video, you're gonna see my landing page and whatnot. So I set up my business, Health Copy. Basically, I'm a health e-commerce agency that focuses on email and flows, specifically helping health e-commerce brands set up their flows and doing email marketing. So I set that all up from the 3rd that happened. Then 7 days later, started basically my business, 10th. The date currently now is the Friday, the 6th of December. So it's been 55 days since that point. I've managed to close my first client, converting a stranger that I never knew before into a paying customer. Now, to be honest, the point which I got that customer was pretty low, I'll be honest, but doesn't matter, because the most important thing is that I built something that converted a cold customer, someone who doesn't know who I am, into a paying customer. So it's like proof of concept. So essentially, I've got the business there, right? And just to kind of so that's a good thing, right? But to be honest with you, I need to be clear. I have been working a lot of hours, right? For the first 31 days of the business being set up, I worked a lot. It's the only thing I did. A lot of things got neglected, and it was good. I was working. It's just sometimes you just have to go through that period. But one thing I will say is, what I started to do was I started to have deep. I had to get into a certain type of mind frame, right? Which is essential, but I kind of went a bit too far. So I had fear, I have to. And to be honest, it stressed me out a lot. It stressed me to work, but it kind of went too far. So like I said, 5 days ago is when I started the business. My first paying customer a month and 3 days in. And 24 days after the 31 days, right? I have been not productive, right? And the reason why is because I was using fear as a motivator, right, to work. But the problem with that, right, and the problem with that is that fear is scary at first, right, but after a while you get used to it. So these deep psychological of my mind that I had to get to, they get normalized, right, and they kind of stay on your mind, which is a really negative thing. So my success, it just had very negative connotations. So once I finally got paid, I was like, yo, there's a proven concept. I'm not completely in the red, right? I know there's something proven here. I was extremely unproductive, if that makes sense. And it's just because of my framing. And I realize this now, and I appreciate I'm doing this now, because in the future, when I have employees, right? Because I am my own employee, I've got multiple employees, I'm doing multiple different things. I realize if I had this same type of fear and I expressed that to my team, I would be a bad leader. Right, just using fear. I'm glad that I experienced it myself, but it's a very real and scary thing, I'm not gonna lie to you. So now I've learned that literally just a couple of days ago I realized it wasn't good. So now I've got a proven business. Now I need to basically run it up, but also rewriting my brain, because I wired my brain to run on fear, but that's not a good thing. That's not how you get far in anything, if that makes sense. So pretty much it. And it's crazy because even getting the win of just getting 1% convincing converting cold prospect. Once it happened, like, yes, I celebrated a bit, but it just didn't fuel me to do more. It just was like, okay, I'm not gonna die, but I still had fear like connected to it, so it was a bit of an interesting one. But yeah, that's much it. In that time period I went to Tunisia with my wife, so yeah, and that's kind of like a break, and I thought that was gonna help me, but yeah, it was because I was scared and whatnot. But you keep pushing, you learn the lessons. Obviously I've still got big goals. I've got big goals I'm setting now, and I'm kind of optimizing each area of my life, heavily using ChatGPT. I've got my own personalized ChatGPT now, and you're seeing how it goes pretty much. But yeah, I just want to make this quick video to basically just document the journey and what's going on so far, and also that big lesson of like, fear not a good motivator, maybe at the start, but it's definitely not what I need for this next period of my life. But yeah.